Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. And pleased to be joined by Carson Hocevar, who is currently in Panama City, Florida. How's it going?
Good, real good.
Got the nice background there, bud.
Yeah, I got the best background for your interviews, and got my Peppers polarized eyewear on. These are brand new. I got like 10 pairs that I've picked out. They're super nice.
Yeah.
And hoping to grow, but it's always great when you can have business meetings in places like this. And I'll be meeting actually Joe Grushi, who's Worldwide Express, very high up there. He's 20, 30 minutes from here. So I can kill two birds with one stone and see a lot of people, and especially Worldwide Express and WWEX Racing and everybody there, with our partnership there and them covering me full time. Those people are family to me, but they're also, they're the people that I owe everything to. So they're my friends, family, and priority one on the call list.
Yep. And of course, it was announced last week that you're back at Niece Motorsports once again for 2023. Worldwide Express is going to be on the truck for all the races this season. To get that, I know that sponsorship has always been something that it's been an issue for you in the past, but to put that aside and get a full sponsorship for the season, what does that mean to you?
It means that there's people that believe in me, probably more than I would myself, to be honest. Everybody says, 98% of the truck field is pay to play or bring money to the table, or, drivers don't get hired like they used to. And, I'm glad to be now in that 2% of, I get hired, I get a paycheck now. My sponsor is nothing family related, no bloodline, just people that got into the sport and wanted to jump on board and grow, and they picked me as their driver to help grow with, and hopefully be an ambassador for them and hopefully years to come. And I think everybody hopes this partnership grows to a Sunday relationship, but Al Niece is on that family list. He's the dad and uncle and grandparent. He's gonna hate that I said the word grandparent, but yeah, he's everything in the book and more. And he's far from a grandparent though. He's gonna outlive me somehow. That guy, he's something else. But no, I owe everything to him, as well as Cody Faw and everybody from Worldwide Express. It's super big for me and humbling to know where I was at. Al Niece lost money the last 2 years to let me drive his race trucks, and they were confident and knowing that we're going to get a deal sometime apart. And I kind of was like, all right, whatever. I'm glad to be in the seat, and these deals don't come around very often. And I'm just glad it's all kind of had its storybook progression. You can't write this stuff without it being a little bit almost romantic in a sense. Like you can't believe it's actually the case.
Yeah, you've had a lot of good news lately. Of course, the other piece of news that you got that was announced a few weeks ago, that your girlfriend Peyton, of course, with her cancer, obviously not, with cancer free, obviously, you gotta go through that process. But overall, what's that like to have that news out there that she's so-called cancer free?
Well, it's good. It's good for her. I was the one, obviously, to, everybody got notice that she had cancer from when I put her name on the truck and T-shirts and everything about it. So I wasn't able to be there a lot, honestly, through it, and I wish I could have been more. But obviously, with this busy, hectic schedule, just a lot of drama and breaking my ankle and everything, like there was a lot that kept me from being able to sit in those chemo sessions and be there and help be supportive. So she's really been super tough, and she's helped me. She's done a lot of stuff for me, even when, she wasn't sure on the cancer side if it was growing or if it was, chemo was working. So to finally have that news out, and me to be able to share that news, and kind of end that chapter from, everybody seeing it on my end from start to now being able to kind of close that chapter on, and hopefully never have to relive that for her. And it is really good news.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know who your crew chief is this year? This coming year?
Phil Gould.
Okay. Is Tyler still your spotter? That you
Yes.
okay? Um, okay, so I know that you're, of course, you're doing the full, the full deal with trucks. Any other, you're still going to do your late model stuff. Obviously, you're still going to be at Berlin. What's that? What's your year other than the truck series? What you got planned?
Hopefully run the dirt late model a lot. Hopefully be in Volusia. I mean, they handed me a schedule of 30 something races, to be honest. I don't know how many we'll end up doing. But that's more so like the races we could run, right? Like, I don't know how many we'll run, but I'm hoping we go down to Volusia in January, and I'm hoping to run speed weeks in February. That's an eye on my list. And I'd like to do Eldora and handful. Like, I think that dirt late model has made me a way better race car driver, and I'm having so much fun with it. It's so different. When I run the late model or I run anything pavement, it still translates. It's still very high level intensity. I'm a professional race car driver of that level, right? So when I go do a late model, and I should be racing for the win. Even though the competition level is just as hard, if not harder, at that level. But it's looked at that, like, you're stepping down. Um, you should be able to dominate that. Where dirt late model, I'm 3 races in now. Like, there's no expectations. It's totally different. I'm starting over. And it's really rewarding when it runs good. There's so much technology, right?
Yeah.
Difference between dirt and asphalt, and you feel like, as a race car driver, you can make up 85% of the speed on dirt, where asphalt's more 85% the aero handling and all the logistics and technology, and then the last 25% is the driver. So it's sort of a refresh of fresh air, and a really good disconnect for me. I don't have any other hobbies, so that dirt stuff is a good disconnect for me to still be in a race car and still racing and work on my own craft, but also just be able to just enjoy.
Yeah. I know you've wanted to do the Berlin ARCA race again at some point. There is I don't think you're racing that particular weekend since trucks are off that week. Or do you think you might be up there for that one?
I don't know. I really haven't looked at it, honestly. I don't know. I bet I'll be doing a lot of dirt racing and stuff, but I don't know how much I'll be doing ARCA wise.
Okay. Overall, looking back at your year, how do you think that you did?
Uh I mean, honestly, I didn't think I did all that great, but after looking at the KBM numbers, it's a miracle how we were able to run that good. Honestly, I mean, it's from where Ford and Toyota was, and us on our numbers and aero numbers, and on where our bodies were, and the technology where we were lacking in areas. It's a miracle, and it's a testament to how good Phil Gould is, because he was able to make up a lot for the area we were lacking. And they actually apologized to the shop jokingly that we thought where our heads were down after Homestead, and they looked at us because Monday, right after Homestead, the KBM truck went into the Chevy wind tunnel, and all of us, our eyes lit up on, oh my God, like, we passed those, we passed them. And we thought we were one of the worst trucks there at Homestead, and we were like, well, we passed the KBM stuff, so we must not. So hopefully, we've upgraded our bodies a lot. Worldwide Express, or the whole funding of the whole deal, has helped exponentially, that we can cut trucks up, and we're restarting, and we're now on their budget level. So now we can go race and make upgrades and cut brand new trucks up, or newish truck, 3-race old trucks, and cut them all up. Like, we're roof down, everything's apart, and upgrading. So I would have sat here and say B plus, but honestly, I think it was an A. Like for where we were at, I obviously won't say the numbers, but I'm telling you, it was a lot. Like there was no reason we should have ever seen a Toyota or Ford truck ever in our front windshield, and we were able to do that a lot of times in a rear view windshield. So that's where we're in a real good spot. And now with these upgrades, we should be right there. And the only way we could have got a plus is with a win. And I think everybody knows we had a shot for about 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah. And now coming into this season, I know you got the off season, you got the holidays and all that. But overall, what do you think? What are we heading into 2023? What are we going to expect from the 42 team this year?
If we're not a regular competitor for wins, there's something else majorly wrong, because this is the only piece of the puzzle we're lacking. Our budget has tripled, and our bodies are now on pace with everybody else, or of what we've been racing. So I don't know what else we would be able to do. I think our trucks are that much better than the field, or not better, but that more emphasized, because we had to make gains for where we were lacking, and where we were lacking is the biggest piece of the puzzle. So we've just developed every other piece of the puzzle with lacking the big piece, and that's where I think we'll really shine this year. And we're going to be 110%, and if we don't win a handful of races and we're not in the final 4, that's a big failure on our part. We're looking at, I think we should have 3 or 4 wins in the bank and be top 2 regular season champ, right there, and then fight in Phoenix. Like that's where Worldwide Express Racing expects, as well as Al Niece, Cody Fall, Phil Gould, Chevrolet. Like there's never been this much funding and backing and resources with Chevy, and there's never been anything. We've been the little team that could at Nice, and now they're really pushing us.
For sure. All right, Carson Hocevar, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. And best of have a good holiday, and we'll talk to you in the new year.
Thanks, Casey.